This crowd lining 41st Street in Birmingham is here to see Pussy Riot, a Russian performance art group. The proceeds from this concert will help Planned Parenthood and Yellowhammer Fund pay for abortions in Alabama, a state that earlier this year passed one of the most restrictive abortion bans in the country. A federal judge just blocked the bill from going into effect. If you look around, you'll probably notice there aren't many women of color here, even though women of color are the ones who would have been most affected by Alabama's near total ban on abortion. Sam Blakely had an abortion after she became pregnant with her rapist's child. Now she's a national storyteller for Planned Parenthood, which just means she goes around the country sharing her experience. When I saw that pregnancy test, it was one of the most devastating moments of my life. And I felt so many negative emotions, just a rush of them. But even throughout all those emotions, I knew one thing, and I knew that I was going to end the pregnancy. So there was no doubt in your mind? Did you ever weigh other options? Not at all. I knew that if I was not able to end the pregnancy, that one of two things would happen. I would either end the pregnancy myself, or I can honestly say that I would have taken my life. If Alabama's law had gone into effect, Sam would not have been able to get an abortion, as there were no exceptions for rape or incest. Still, those cases are rare. Less than 1.5% of abortions are as a result of rape. A much more common reason, poverty.
He's gonna numb you down there on your cervix. He's gonna dilate you. Then he's gonna do the vacuum aspiration, which is the suction. The procedure itself is 5 minutes. You're gonna recover 15, 20 minutes, and then you'll go home.
Many of the women receiving abortions in this state say they can't afford to have a baby.
Right here is that you're here in person. Right here is you rejected your ultrasound.
We're at an abortion clinic in Tuscaloosa, one of only 3 in the state. 70% of the women serviced here are women of color living below the poverty line.
I'm comfortable about it because, like I said, everybody have reasons of why they're doing this. Everybody got different reasons.
The state has a 48-hour waiting period. They want you to consider all options.
I found 2 women, Angelica and Shakia, who are willing to tell me more about why they're here.
You have any questions about the state law? Okay.
Why are you getting an abortion?
I already have 1 child. Right now I'm in the midst of buying a house. I just got married last month, so it's just like, all at once, and it's too much for me right now. My baby is finna turn 1 next month, so I will have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, back to back, and I just don't want to do it.
Is financial stress part of the reasoning for you too as to why you're getting an abortion?
No, financial. I don't think that's the issue. The issue is that I got twin boys already. I did protect myself, but it go other ways. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's in this world is perfect. You feel what I'm saying? And I understand that it's not good to kill a child. It's not. It's something that we gotta live for. But I don't think that nobody should pick that for us. We should be the ones that pick that for ourselves.
Gloria is the clinic's director, and she sees situations like this all the time.
The majority of our patients are poor Black women.
If most of the women who are coming in here are Black women living below the poverty line, what are the reasons that they give as to why they want to get this abortion procedure done?
Most of the patients who come here already have at least 1 child, and most of them are single mothers, so they really don't have anyone to help them.
If Alabama wants to preserve life, why are the living so often overlooked? According to the CDC, this state has the 6th highest infant mortality rate in the U.S. Alabama has the worst schools in the country. That's according to U.S. News. Schools that leave out key information when it comes to contraception and sex education. And in terms of women's and children's health, the United Health Foundation says the state comes in 46th place. I spoke with Sean Carney, the president of 40 Days for Life, to get his take on all this. His organization holds prayer vigils outside abortion clinics.
I don't believe any law should allow for the exceptions of rape and incest. What the Alabama law says is if we're all equal and we're all human in the womb, then the circumstances of our conception can't determine our value. It can't determine how much we're worth. We're truly equal under the law.
Carney says the new Alabama abortion law didn't come out of nowhere. Rather, it's a response to New York's State Reproductive Health Care Act that legalized abortion after 24 weeks when medically necessary or when the fetus isn't viable.
I think that this onslaught of infanticide and late-term abortion, it leads to the other way.
Do you think that Alabama's law is the best thing for the women in that state?
Yes, and the reason I say that is because the New York and the Alabama law look at people differently, and one gives humanity to unborn children. It doesn't dehumanize an entire segment of our population.
The majority of women who get abortions in Alabama are low-income women of color, and they disproportionately make up the majority of abortions in that state because they don't make up the majority of the population there. So that was just really striking to me.
And that's true nationwide, sadly. That's true nationwide.
So
there are many more African American babies that are aborted, much more so than any other category.
There's such an emphasis on protecting the unborn there. What is Alabama doing to make sure that once these children are born, that they're set up for success?
Whether it's public education, whether it's immigration, whether it's the environment, healthcare, every issue that's important assumes life. We're only doing it to provide a better life for everyone. And you can't do that at all if you end the life in the womb.
So anytime Saturday after 9:30 or 48 hours is up, and you come have your procedures.
For now, abortion here is still legal for women like Angelica and Shakia.
Y'all want to stop abortion, but if us bring these children into the world, y'all ain't helping us take care of them. I don't want to start over. This is nothing that I plan to happen. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
It's nobody perfect in the world.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.